I don't feel good right now. I'm being very honest and transparent. This isn't for show. This isn't showmanship. Alright? I am glad to watch Steve's review because it's very funny. Makes me very happy. But also, when he comes at me, it gives me something righteous to direct my anger towards.
Hey guys. So, I guess I'm sort of famous now. I single-handedly saved TNX last week. Beagle was mad. He took it out on me. The show went swimmingly from there. It was great. And a lot of people have been recognizing that. A huge number of new viewers. 6, 7 viewers now. Every single show. Sponsorship offers. Collaboration requests. There have been women. I'm not gonna lie. There's been one woman. She says that we've been dating for 3 years and that she'd like to see me more often. Usually interrupts me while I'm editing videos. I see my mother occasionally too, so we can keep it plural, I guess. It's just been a good week. It's been a good week. Yep. Yeah. Just make sure the beard trimming that's in, right? There's just a guy who trims my beard now. I'm pretty sure. No, I gotta do a show. This is important.
You don't even have to fight the fucking
How's it going today, guys?
You, Steve! In Benin City, Nigeria, a moderate. I believe this popped right as we were coming back from the exile mission. Like, I think I got home, and then to add insult to injury, we had this.
The first mission of the day was a moderate abduction, and Beagle loaded out a really nice team. 3 sergeants, 1 rookie, whatever the fuck soldier his head is always in the way of, I don't know. Woodsor usually works that out, but he's not here this week.
Central, Big Sky in position on approach of the abduction site. Strike 1 is awaiting drop clearance.
Now this is a pretty crap spawn point on a pretty tough map. But on the other hand, you don't get to be a professional eSport like Beagle and I without digging yourself out of some pretty tough situations, and Beagle handled this marvelously, dealing with a thin man pod to start things off. With the thin man dead or controlled, Beagle was patrolled into by a floater pod, and things got really tricky. There just aren't good cover tiles to take in this area of the map. And so Beagle had to make do with what he could, taking an awkward overwatch shot against one of his soldiers who moved, but otherwise doing pretty well.
Good shot. Good. Let's hear for Beagle. Let's hear to use it.
After most of the floater pod evaporated, Beagle had a Muton and a few more floaters patrol in. Oh boy. This was a really nice grenade, and it still didn't really solve the problem.
Which means I have to run a bunch of Overwatch of a scout with lightning reflexes. I don't wanna. I really don't wanna. I just hope that I don't get hit by both. But wait, there's more.
The soldiers brought their guns to bear and hit some really nice coin flip shots while dodging the return fire from the floaters, and the mission ended up resolving itself pretty shortly afterward.
That's payback for that fucking double lightning reflexes lost. Fucking double lightning reflexes hit last time. That's some payback, I think. Hey, you want to hear a good joke? Nobody speak, nobody get choked.
Yeah, I'm a wizard spitting so much fire I could melt a blizzard. You can't contain me because I'm destined for... I don't think that contain me and infamy rhyme, guys. Oh, it's called poetic license, Steve.
I thought they revoked your license.
That was my driver's license, you drongo. This one's a metaphor. Beagle was a bit too busy ululating about surviving the mission to show us the actual promotions and loot here. Basically, all you need to know is that none of the loot was meld there.
I'm not saying I did a good job. I'm not saying I skilled my way out of that one. I'm saying, holy fuck, I'm glad to be alive right now without losing my goddamn scout.
Back at base, there was some confusion over when the right time to scan for a covert operation is.
Is Steve still here? There's only one man I trust, and it ain't JC Lewis.
Chat was there to help out, though.
It takes a week to install new operatives on the interceptors. Go away! Leave us alone!
A raider over Canada posed a worthy opponent for Beagle's Air Force. These 3 Stingray interceptors are a little over 60% to bring it down, but Beagle got the short end of the stick, just barely failing to land the last missile in the last engagement. He left his Air Force looking pretty shabby, but he was able to put together some decent repair plans.
Intel scan complete.
Japan!
Positive ID on Exalt cell locations.
Limes, get on it.
Covert operative deployed to disrupt Exalt cell in Japan.
Limes is just gonna show up like, Hadouken! He's gonna be fine. He's gonna win their hearts.
Next up was a swarming abduction in Canada, and Beagle had to choose which soldiers to bring based on a fairly healthy roster.
Pop a party streamer out, go down to your local store, I'll wait, and blow it. Blow it harder than you've ever blown anything in your life. Because it's time to celebrate. Our roster has finally made it through the fucking fatigue spiral I've been in for like 3 or 4 weeks of playing.
Beagle threw Fortiores Una onto Boganova, who was finally ready to become captain, and put together a strong team under her command, including several sergeants and some other miscellaneous soldiers.
Operation Fading Savior. That's me, by the way. Alora. Motion track. I've got a ladder. I like having a ladder.
Now, that Alora at the start there has me a little concerned that Beagle is going to slip back into imitating Italians, so I'm just going to do all the narration for this one. Although it was a swarming mission, the way that Beagle was able to use the map layout made for a pretty simple mission where for the most part he fought one pod at a time, cleared out some seekers very easily, killed some floaters without too much trouble either. The end of the mission was the most interesting part, as this sort of weird, scrappy fight against a floater and also Thin Man pod at the same time ended up developing. But Beagle did a really good job of isolating his soldiers, making sure that line of sight wasn't easy on them, and for the most part, took absolutely no incoming fire. There may have been a slip-up at the end, but overall, very nice mission from Beaglerush, and he headed home quite happy.
No, you're quite right. Nothing to charts, which is why this was a flawless mission with no injuries, and we even found out what meld was. Wonderful.
So when I recorded all that audio just then, it had been about 24 hours since I last actually looked at the mission. It may not have been quite as clean as I said it was. Honestly, I'm sort of afraid of going back and looking at it again, so we're just going to leave it there.
Actually, that's looking pretty good. Hey, that's looking pretty good. No terror.
Aircraft transfer
No terror. No
complete.
terror. You're the terror.
In pretty good shape, Beagle finished up alien materials and got started on improved body armor. He started building 4 alloy plates, which is quite a few, but they're cheap and useful. And then he ran face first into a terror mission in Canada right before the end of the month. Fortunately, he could just scan to the end of the month, and so there was no risk of the panic from the terror mission causing Canada to leave. And May was a pretty good month. Could have maybe gotten a few more UFOs. Some of that is just an unreasonable number of UFOs showing up because the aliens are so heavily attacking Canada, though. And obviously the covert extraction could have gone a little less terribly. But other than that, good month. Interested to see what June will bring. And right off the bat, of course, there was a terror mission in Canada to deal with.
Alright, I gotta go to the bathroom for the last time in the day. I'll be right back and we'll get into this terror mission. Unless you guys see what map it is while I be right back.
Strike one. Prepare for landing.
Boop.
So, while terror missions are, exciting and this one really wasn't. And in fact, a lot of the time terror missions aren't that exciting because even when aliens get pulled and are active, they just shoot civilians and your soldiers aren't even in danger. On this one, the aliens didn't really even get to shoot civilians as Beagle moved forward carefully behind motion trackers, pulling one pod at a time and getting pretty good pulls off enemies like chrysalids and seekers who just group up right in front of you and ask you to kill them, which Beagle was happy to do.
Yabba dabba do. Hey! A yabba do time. We'll have a grand old time!
Hope you guys have enjoyed the show. This is it for me this week. Beaglerush, of course, plays XCOM over at twitch.tv/BeagsandJam every Thursday night at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I've been JoINrbs. I'm sure you guys know how to support me by now. Thank you so much to my patrons, Twitch subscribers, Twitch donators, Twitch bit slingers, Twitch shit posters. Wait. Thanks so much to everyone who makes these videos possible. And I'm looking forward to seeing you all next week for more of JoINrbs reviews Beaglerush's Thursday Night XCOM.
Fuck you!
Also, I know I just did the outro and all, but don't let your satellites get shot down if you can afford it. Beagle had 4 interceptors ready to go, which is actually enough to probably shoot down a destroyer at this point in the campaign, and he let it shoot down his satellite over China instead. Sure, he can get a satellite back up over China before the end of the month, but he's going to potentially miss out on a lot of scout UFOs or even research UFOs, which go to China until that satellite's up, which can really hurt. That's the reason that you want to keep that satellite alive rather than letting it get shot down like this.